Okay, let's change our create component, create page to also use React query. Let us go to the create component. Here we have all of the source code, and inside the most important thing is submit. And here previously we were calling this API and then we were putting the result here. So now I'm going to define a React query hook. This time I will define it as a create to do, and this one I will use the mutation of the React query. And as query I can also provide an object to this mutation, and here instead of calling query function we will call it React query calls this mutation function, which is mutation fn, and here we can actually call what we should be done. I have a to do which I want to create it, so I will pass it as a parameter here, and here we will do this as an the API call, and the function will be the API that should be called. And also this object provides us a handler which is on success, and this will be called when the API gets resolved and when we get the answer from the server. So I will just add a console log dot for now to make sure that the on success, and then I will just print the data. So I created the mutation now, and when the form happens, instead of calling the API I will just call the mutation dot mutate, and I will pass this object, this to do, as my object. I don't need this because I already defined it as an object, so this can work. So let us go and let us open our console and also our network to see what is happening. I'm going to call this to do with React query, and the is important will be true. So as you can see, I have the data has been transferred, I have the query, and inside I have my unsuccess. And let us go and let us see the list. And wonderful, you will see that I already have the value here. And let us create another ticket. I will call it another test, and I will pick the post for to do, and then I will just return, and you will see that I already have it. Now that we have come so far, let us go and let us make our app better. So I created two different pages for the form, which is one for submission and one for the table, and in our home page it is also again showing the list page. Let us make the app simpler and have a kind of, let us put the home as a dashboard that user can see the list of the tables and also can create the new to do as well. So I will go inside my app.tsx file, and I will replace I will add another route, and for here I will use the list, and here inside my app.tsx file, let us search for create to do. We had the navigation, and here we will pass the list to the list, and then here we will change the app to that. So now here we should see the list, we should see the create, and for the index we are still using the old component. So let us create an index component. Let us call this as a home page, and our home page should be a component that renders both of this. So here inside home page I would define an home page, and this will be a React component which we will return create which will return what was the name of the create page. And then we will also have the list, so I will put the create page is here, and also I will use the list page here, and I will let us import these two components, and let us export default homepage, and inside our app.tsx file we want to import also the homepage. So good, exactly. Now I have a list page, I have a for create, and here I have a Todo app. So let us start testing our app. Now we have this list page, we have this create Todo, and now we have our home page. So, and here I will create another Todo for petting dog, for example, and I will pick the two things, and then I will create Todo. And you see nothing happened. So what is the problem? And let us go to the list page, and now I have the petting dog here. But if I return back, okay, now I have it back. So there is an issue here that I want to discuss it. So let us create another task. I will just call it 10. Let us create, and you see when this is happening, this component doesn't get notified. And this is the reason that we defined the keys, but we didn't tell the React query to update the keys. So when we do this mutation, when we are calling this API, we know that the to-dos which exists on the API has been changed. And inside the onSuccess, there is a way that we can tell React query that the previously result that you got from the API, now it's invalid. So I will do it by calling invalidate queries. And invalidate queries, the thing that it does is it tells the React query that the previously fetched value that you have for the list of to-dos is not updated, so you need to call the API again. So I will and here I also need the query client. So let us go, and we need this file. So let us create a new file. Let us I can also put it in console, but let me create a folder for it, and I will call it React Query Clients, and let us call a new file clients.tsx, and let us put this line there and export it. And here let us use query client from our that file. And inside our to-do, inside the query, we can also import the query client. And here we have an invalidate queries, and I will use the same key that I have used previously, to-dos, and this will tell React query that this key has been invalidated, and then you should refetch. And here I need to tell which kind of query key I want to invalidate. So I will use query key and then to-dos. So let's see it in action. Let us go and see our app. And this time I'm entering 20. It is important, has done. Wonderful. You see that this immediately happens. And let us see our network request, and let us see what is actually happening. So if I change this to 200, when I am pressing create, first we have a pre-flight request which is related to CORS, and then we have a create object, and then this calls will get the new list of the to-dos. So amazing. Now I can work with the app, and easily these two components are communicating to each other without even knowing that they exist. And I can see my changes immediately here.